it's Vero Sims, and I'm back with another video. Hey! And this is a little bit different from my LP videos because my LP has currently ended. My first season of my York type LP. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's cute. Today is going to be a little bit different because it is a basically tutorial. Is basically what it is. I am giving you guys a tutorial on poses, and if you're new here, hey girl, hey, what to do, Jada Boo? And if you're returning, then you're already caught up with the mess. Love that. So this might be a little bit jarring because I did just go from my little intro with my sim to this sim, and y'all are like, who is this bitch? So basically, this is my new sim for my new LP. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. She is going to be the focus of my new LP, which is a supernatural LP, occult LP, whatever you want to call it. I have not come up with a name yet, but she is going to be helping with this tutorial today, okay? All right. So, basically, this is their cute little house, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to go two ways with this because there's two ways to do poses. There's the, like, you know, non-modded way, and then there's the modded way. It just kind of depends on you picking your own poison, you know what I'm saying? So, here's my girl, okay? I want to pose her, you know what I'm saying? And basically, when I first started doing all these things in the sim community, I was very confused how to do poses, and I didn't want to ask anybody, and I couldn't find any videos. So I was like, how can I be helpful to the Sims community? And this is how I'm trying to be helpful. So here we go. All right. The correct or first way to do it. I don't want to really call it the correct way because is it really correct? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So we go into build mode, right? Right. Okay. So I do teleport. Okay. So I click it. I don't click this because this is going to like, how do I explain? You know what? I'm just going to show you. If I click it, it doesn't really go directly to it because I have hella CC. And so you see how it's lit up, but I had to scroll a little bit. That's why I don't do it. I usually just push teleport and that goes to like the stuff that specifically has teleport in it. I digress. Okay. So you cannot place it off your lot. So you have to be on the lot that you want it on, or you have to have tool. I happen to have tool. If you have tool, this is what you can do. Basically, this is the teleport any sim mod. You need this to pose your sims. You need this to pose your sims, okay? Well, at least pose them this way, okay? The unmodded way. So you need this. And so if you have tool, this is what you can do. You can do shift T, and this will pop up tool in your better build by, okay? If you also have better build by. If you don't have better build by, then you have to do this in game, okay? I don't really remember how to do it that way because I have better build by. So, yeah. You just click it and it's going to highlight green, and then you're going to click wherever you want the object to be. Cool, great, wonderful. So, remember to close out a tool, and I'm going to go exit out, okay? Okay. And so, if you're doing this the semi-unmodded way because you have to download this, which is kind of a mod, basically you're gonna click this and it's gonna say summon a sim here or teleport a sim here. Summon, I believe, is when they're not on lot, okay? So it's literally anybody under the sun. You can't see the people because I literally just loaded into my game. They're loading, you know what I'm saying? So teleport is when basically you can click it, and this is the sims that are on lot. So you click them and they teleport. Boom. Okay, so basically they teleport here. Boom, it's magic. Wonderful. Okay, so from this point you click your sim, and if you have the pose mod, okay, then you go to, oh, here it is. Pose by pack. Okay, I don't do pose by name because I don't know these poses by name. Okay, I don't know, so I don't click that one. Pose by pack. Okay, pose by pack. I really don't know what these ones are. Don't know where they came from. Hope to one day know, but I do not currently know. I think these might come with the packs, but I don't know what any of these actually do, so I ignore them. But basically these are all animations and poses that I have downloaded from respective people, like Teeny Sims, Sim Sulani, yeah, just a whole bunch of people, okay? And so these poses, you know, pose your sims. Animations make your sim move. Okay. Poses are still. So let's just do like a pose versus, whatever. Okay, let's do a single pose. How about that? Here's some little plugs. This is Sova Sims, okay? This is some stuff to get you started. Cool, great, wonderful. Basically, let's do, because I want to do something that she can do by herself, but it still looks cute. Okay, so some poses have all in one, and that's when they can shift in between each pose. So let's just do an all in one, because I feel like that's just a simple thing to do. And then basically it'll pop up in their thingy, and then they'll do the pose. So very cute, very chic. We love that. Okay, we love to see it. Free camera. But yeah, okay. There's also a cheat that gets rid of the plumb bob. I have a mod that gets rid of the plumb bob, which is why he doesn't have one. But it doesn't work on Supernatural Sims, so that's why she has one. So ignore her, okay? Thanks. That's a bad M right there, okay? Who's eating that face card better than her? Anyways, so that is one way to do it. Okay, I prefer a different way to do poses. And I think this is the simpler way. That's just my opinion. You can make your own decisions and how you do things, but this is how I do things. So instead of putting the teleport sim thing down, I usually only do the teleport sim like little diamond statue if I want to just bring a whole bunch of sims to one place. I don't really use it for posing anymore. Now I do Wicked. I'm pretty sure this is also a feature of Wonderful Whims if you have Wonderful Whims, but I got Wicked because I like things wicked. But I press pose. Ignore that. But basically this gets rid of all the little extra whatevers that you saw in the other one. This is obviously minus those. And so basically I feel like this is easier because you can just go through, and if you also have Twisted Mexi's Searchable Pose Player, I believe, mod, then you can like search through. I just haven't added it back to my game since the businesses and the hobbies patch. So I digress. So let's just do an animation. I'm just gonna do like talking, sitting, whatever. And this one is a little bit better because it kind of like cancels out everything and immediately moves to the pose. Can you go to work? Like, don't piss me off. Thank you. Oh no, he's sick. Okay, that's not what we're focused on right now. Okay, so basically this is an animation. So you see she's sitting on the ground. She's gonna move around and act like she's talking, which is great for machinimas if you're into that, or if you just want to do like little clips for TikTok or whatever you want to do, however you do your content, or if you're just doing it for yourself, for storytelling purposes. This is how you do it. So yeah, and they'll just keep doing it on a loop. Some have different loops, like noticeable loops. The cool thing about it is, say if you posed her right here, right, but she needs to be by a door to eavesdrop. So this is a cool thing about Wicked. You can go into Wicked, and then you press actions, and then you do enable. Whoa, okay. Then you press enable positioning, and this is when you can move them however you want to move them while they are still posed. Okay, which I think is pretty cool. Like, you can raise them up, you can lower them back down. She can be halfway in the floor if I want her to be. You know what I'm saying? And then also you can turn them with this one, which is just rotating. And you can also change the position increment. So basically this is like how you change the increment. So higher number, bigger jump that they do. You can see how big of jumps they are. This position part does not change. If you click reset positioning, it'll reset where the sim is. It's not going to reset where the arrows are at all. So you can also change the axis, which is, I don't really know how, okay, I don't really use this, so I've never really had to, I don't like changing the axis because I was not the best at geometry. So I digress. You can also do custom. I've never really fooled with that, you know what I'm saying? And then select positioning participants. I've never actually clicked this button, but I suppose that would be an interesting position. I mean, an interesting button to click. Save positioning, so you can save whatever amount of positioning you want for this animation or whatever. Rotation increment, which is basically the same as position increment, except it's a rotation. And then disable positioning is basically getting rid of the arrows. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now that she's here, right, I can basically go into free camera and kind of just move the camera all around. Okay. So if you do want to kind of, get that cinematic look, start doing cool things with your camera, you can. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that, like, I didn't know when I first started that would have been helpful when I first started. So this is one of the things that I did not particularly know, and I really wanted to know how people were doing it. So this is how people were doing it. So to get a certain angle on your camera, there are certain things that you can do. For one, I recommend get a mouse, okay? Get a mouse. Please get a mouse. That is the simplest way I can tell you, okay? Because there's so much more things that you can do that I feel is like this is me scrolling on my little mouse circle part. I don't know what to call it. The little scroller part. And then I can zoom in as much as I want, blah, 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 blah. And then this is just me moving and then setting it. I just feel like it's easier to do with a mouse. Sims in general is easier to do with a mouse. That's just my opinion. Basically, there are also keyboard keys. So A is to the side, S is backwards, D is to the other side. I think it's E. E is up. X is zoom out. Z is zoom in. W, I think, is forward. And then Q is down. Okay? That's a quick rundown. So, say I wanted this little picture, well, not picture, but this angle to be saved. What you're going to do is Control 5. Okay? Control 5, I think it's Control. Yeah. It might be Command 5 on the MacBook. Not entirely sure. You're going to have to discover that for yourself. I switched from MacBook to this, so I kind of forgot. But it's Control 5. You can set each angle between 5 and 9. Sometimes I skip 9 because I don't like having to, like, basically when I try to do 9 in, like, build and I try to raise something up, then it'll kind of mess with the angle. So I try to skip 9 when I can, but sometimes you can't. So use what you got. You know what I'm saying? So what I usually do is I back up. You can also back up with the usual arrows. Go side to side with, like, your regular arrow keys. A, S, D, E, Q, and W are just, like, I guess, secret codes. I don't know. It's just like, oh, I can do it with those keys too. So say I'm, like, way back in the Netherlands. Let's just say I'm all the way over here, right? Because I saved it, I can basically hit 5 and boom. It goes right back to that angle that I set it at. And then if you want it to be a little bit more, like, cinematic, cute, cunty, you know what I'm saying? You can hold and it'll move slower. Hold the 5 and it'll move way slower, and that'll help. I sometimes forget to press play, but, like, just humor me, okay? So she's moving. She's doing her thing. Boom. 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 Okay? You can also do screenshots, but I can't remember how to do screenshots the Sims 4 way because I didn't ever really intentionally take screenshots on Sims 4. I have G-Shade now, so I just, hit my screenshot key. So yeah. And that's how you do it, okay? So, interesting fact, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a camera down really fast, and I'm going to show you how this trick works with cameras too. Okay, so I just put the camera down, and you're probably wondering, Vero Sims, this is the wrong way. What's going on here, girl? Tap in. Well, you'll be happy to know that I did this on purpose. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to set a couple of different keys just for she's and geese. Okay? And so basically you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell? The camera is the wrong way. How you gonna take the picture? You gonna be taking a picture of the house? I am not taking a picture of the house, okay? Magic. Power show. Okay. I also have a mod, so this is probably where that's coming from. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a photo, right? This camera is by RVSN. You don't need another person to take the picture on this type of camera. So I digress. Because I have a angle set on my keyboard keys, I just have to hit the numbers that I saved. So let's hit 5, for example. Boom. This is the angle that I had before. Okay. I can zoom out. I can zoom in. You know what I'm saying? If I just want that face, I can just get that face with that pretty backdrop. This house is actually really cute. This is her like little coven house. But I'm getting distracted. I'm doing too much. Actually, I will take this picture because this is actually a cute picture. But basically, then I can press 6, and this is a whole completely different angle. This is the 6 angle that I just chose, and then rotate. This mod also gives you more chances to take pictures. It gives you 25 picture slots instead of just 5, which I appreciate. But hey, that's just me. I'm gonna take that picture because it's cute. And so bam. Basically, yeah, it's a pretty short tutorial. So another thing that I usually do pose wise, this is like a couple quick, just rules of thumb for me personally. Okay, this is how I do it. You don't have to do it how I do it. But usually when I'm posing and it's a pose that they have something in their hand, for instance, well, let me change her outfit, because if I don't change her outfit, it'll probably like throw y'all off with the hands. So let's just do this outfit really quick. So this is her outfit, right? Right. Okay, so say I made her do a pose that has something in her hand. So like for instance, I have an umbrella one in here. Okay, this one. This is like a pose that she would have to have something in her hand. Otherwise, it's just like, girl, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I double check which hand it is, okay? So I don't try not to, but sometimes I do this myself. I don't just go straight into cast and put it in their hand, because sometimes you put it in the wrong hand. Especially if it's a phone, you can put it in the wrong hand. And that's why Kikovanyty's mod with the phone is like super duper crazy important nowadays, because you can just equip it to your sim, and it's just way faster because it's already in their inventory, or it's already set down somewhere. So yeah. So basically, because it's in this hand, right? Let's just say left, whatever. I think it's my left, but it's her right. Okay. You also have to like think about where this is in cast, because cast, she's gonna show up like this. So you have to remember it's in this hand for cast. Okay. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Okay, great, wonderful, love y'all. So I'm gonna put down Kikovanyty's phone really quick so I can show you guys how that works within phone poses and why it's like helpful. Cold. So let's go in the house. This is her room. It's so cute. It's such a cute room. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is a little her little cat bed, because she has a familiar. But yeah, so her room is so cute, y'all. Love it down. But I realized I already have Kiko's phone in here. Her phone mod in here. So I'm just gonna teleport her. This is another way to teleport to you. Just shift and click. So teleport here, and then it'll, it's not as instant. Okay, the Sims, sometimes they want to do their own thing. I don't like when they do their own thing. So you know what I'm saying? She's sick. I'm not in the mood. Okay, so basically, Vanity Girl phone. So you can do this where it's like, placed out, or you can put it in your phone, like in your inventory. Okay. You can choose whichever one you like. Okay, whatever. Let's just say use phone left. Okay. So you can either do this, use the phone left. Okay, you see the phone is in her hand. Just from a click. I didn't have to go and cast or nothing. Okay. That's what I like to see. Okay. And it didn't disappear. which is another benefit, so you don't have to keep putting it down and putting it down and putting it down and putting it down. That would piss me off, okay? So let me see a phone one. This is why I need to add back the searchable pose player mod, because what in the world is going on right now, okay? Let's just do recording with phone. I hope this is the right hand. Like I said, sometimes I just be doing stuff and I don't check if it's the right hand. You see? It's not the right hand. This is exactly what I'm telling you about. It's not the right hand. That's why you gotta pose first, okay? So, let's just exit this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change the hand that she has it in. So I'm gonna put it down. I clicked left last time, so let's just click right. I would advise you getting to know some of the swatches so that you kind of know which swatch is which. Because, you know, sometimes your sim has different personalities and you want them to have different phone cases. So, yeah. Let's just do the same thing again. Record with phone. And you see how she's just in the bed, in the middle of the bed, because that's where we started posing her? Well, that's why we have Wicked and enable positioning, okay? This is us putting it into practice, what we just learned. All right. So, basically, this is literally her posing with her phone. No need for cast. No need to keep going back and forth. I would have had to go back and forth when I realized it was in the wrong hand. Like, I would have had to go to cast, put it in her hand, realize it was the wrong hand, go back into cast, put it in the right hand, come back and do the same exact animation. Pose her. All the things all over again because I put it in the wrong hand the first time. So, please save yourself the trauma. And either download this mod or test your animation before you do it to figure out which hand it's in. Okay? But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I can do like a fast, quick version of setting up a pose and stuff like that with 2 people. If that's helpful, I'm gonna do it. I'll do a little quick fast track version of a little like animation machinima whatever, and I'll just show you guys at the end in the end clip of what it becomes. So yeah, all right, bye. Also, don't forget to subscribe, okay, Bookie? But if you like this video, be sure to like it. I don't know. Hope this was helpful. Okay, bye. For real.